I just touched some paste, which I wasn't supposed to do, right?
Right, don't touch anymore.
What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and believe it or not, I have never built a PC. I've usually just gone for pre-built PCs, but recently I've been getting a lot more into gaming, and I thought, let me build something powerful and custom to my setup, but I had no idea where to start. So I reached out to my buddies who know a thing or two about building PCs, Thunder E from Board at Whack, and Ryan from Beginners Tech. Thunder E is gonna talk us through all of the different parts that we've gone for and why we've gone for these. And then Ryan is going to try to direct me through building my first ever PC. This could either go really well or terribly wrong. Either way, I'm super excited. We've also got a bunch of accessories and a monitor from ASUS. So towards the end, we'll set everything up and hope for the best. Let's do this. So we've got Thunder E here, who's helped source a lot of these parts and is gonna talk us through everything. Thunder, dude, I have no idea what's going on here. Can you break everything down for us?
Oh, absolutely, man. And thank you for finally joining us with the PC Master Race Builders. But the very first thing you have here that I do like is the NZXT H1 Mini ITX case.
Yeah.
I love this because I also have the same case.
All right.
And what's really cool about it is that it's got a bunch of features that makes it easier for you to build your PC.
Okay.
So for instance, it's got a 140 millimeter liquid cooler, so you don't have to buy that. It's already pre-built inside.
Awesome.
It's also got a 650 watt power supply, which means you don't have to buy that. It's also installed in the case as well.
Nice.
Now, the case supports a mini ITX motherboard, and it also has a tempered glass front panel, which means you can see, the internals and all this RGB lights when we, definitely cue them up. So the next thing I see you have here, which is going to improve your gameplay to the next level, or at least give you the kind of performance that you need, is the AMD Ryzen 3950X.
You mean it's not gonna give me an excuse for playing bad?
I mean, look, your gameplay is going to be better, but
Yeah.
it's going to give you 16 core CPU, which is just a whole lot of power.
Nice.
32 threads, 7 nanometer. I mean, this is like the best gaming processor on the land that you can definitely pick up. And at 3.5 gigahertz, you're looking at just like total performance all the way.
Sweet.
So, solid pickup. And, I think you're copying my PC build here because this is the same CPU I have. I mean, yeah, I know I picked the best, but it's okay. It's
Well,
all right.
yeah, you said you picked it also. It looks like you just picked everything that you had, pretty much. So you copied yourself.
Yes, definitely.
You played yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. But I do like the RAM that you're going with,
Okay.
which is the XLR8 gaming RAM from PNY. This is a 32 gigabyte kit. It's RGB. Again, we talked about the tempered glass on your case, so you can see some of those RGB colors come out.
Nice.
DDR4 RAM, 3200 megahertz. The more RAM you have, the better, which means at 32 gigabytes, you've got enough to game and also to do some editing as well.
Excellent.
So this is a solid pick.
Sweet.
So next up, we have our storage. Now, you're going with something that most people just don't have and they haven't experienced yet, which is the FireCuda 520. This is a PCIe Gen 4 SSD. What that means is that you're getting speeds up to 5,000 megabits per second for read speeds and about 4,500 megabits per second for write speeds.
Nice.
That's insanely fast. That's pretty much as fast as the brand new Xbox Series X and the PS5.
Nice. Sweet. Plus plenty of storage.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's right. 2 terabytes of storage, which means one good thing, since Call of Duty Warzone is currently 240 gigabytes, and by the time we're done with this video, it will be 300 gigabytes. So you've got enough space.
So I'll have plenty of storage to play around
stuff.
with it, and I can also have enough for video editing and stuff as well, and not have to worry about having that on a separate drive. I can have it all in one.
Yeah, definitely. But Call of Duty is going to take more space than your editing.
Oh,
most
for
likely.
sure. That thing takes too much. All right.
Yeah. So with all those parts in mind, one of the main things you need is, of course, a really solid motherboard, because that's where everything is connected to.
Yeah.
And you're going with the ROG Strix X570i gaming motherboard. Now, this is an awesome board, and I'm jealous because I actually wanted this board in my build. I couldn't get it at the time, and you have it. And it's got a ton of features. So of course it supports, 4th gen AMD processor. It's got 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, 4 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports.
Nice.
It's got Wi-Fi 6 antennas as well. So you've got Wi-Fi 6 connectivity, which is pretty cool.
Fully loaded.
Supports up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. You've got 2 PCIe slots. So if you want to expand your storage, instead of just having 2 terabytes, you can go to 4. You've got like a plethora of the things you need, and it also has RGB colors.
Nice. And it's quite compact, which is suitable for this case.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, it fits quite in, and this build is going to be one of those that will, I can just imagine this on your desk, but it's going to be a solid build.
Nice.
With all the parts you have here.
Looking forward to it.
Finally, not forgetting, we do have your graphics card. And as you know, you got to go with an RTX. This is the ASUS RTX 2080 Ti Turbo. Now, this is a blower fan, which means it just has a standard blower. It doesn't have multiple fans on there. But, the reason why I wanted you to go with this is because it fits well into this case. It's easier to put in. And also, you're still going to get great performance here. So you should be getting some really solid FPSs when you're playing Warzone or any other game. And also, while editing, your render time should be cut down drastically with this card. So, you're going to build a machine that should cover all your needs.
Yep. I'm super excited. All of this stuff sounds awesome. Now it's going to be the hard part, and hopefully I won't mess this up. But we're going to switch over to Ryan, and Ryan's going to try to talk me through building all of this. Thunder, thank you so much for talking us through all of the different parts. And I'll let you know if when I power this up, it actually switches on.
I'm sure it will. Can't wait to try you on Warzone with this. So
yeah, man. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Dude. Thank you.
And no problem, man.
Okay, so we now have my good friend Ryan from Beginners Tech, who's actually going to talk us through the hard part of going through the build. Ryan, how's it going, my brother?
Yo, what's up, bro? Hope everything is good. It is super hot.
It is very hot. It is very hot, and this PC is going to have to stay cool while I'm gaming in this hot weather. I'm excited, man. Let's get straight to it. What are we starting with?
Okay, so first thing is first. I see you've got everything laid out nice and ready. So grab the CPU and we'll get that fitted first. So all we have to do is make sure you take the gold triangle and match it up with the triangle on the CPU socket. Just drop it into place, close the latch back over, and you are good to move on to the next step.
All right, so the latch is now released, so it's all open. Now I just got to drop it and match the triangles. All right, that just dropped right into place.
That's it. Then just close the latch over.
Okay. All right, that good?
Looks good to me, man. So now I guess
this looks like it's going to be easy.
Oh boy. No, it's
don't know
easy,
what
man.
I'm in for.
PC,
All right.
PC building's cool. So I guess now we'll go ahead and fit the RAM. So grab your RAM sticks.
All right, so we've got the RAM sticks here. So I've got 2, and then I can see what looks like is going to fit here. Okay.
Yeah, so just match your cutout up with your notch on the motherboard, open them up, then they should just push into place. Wee bit of force is needed, and you should hear it just click.
Okay, I don't want to apply. Okay. All right, that clicked into place.
That's it. Don't be scared. That's it.
That looks pretty easy. So let's do this other one as well. And these are RGB, so they should look pretty cool.
Can never have too much RGB, man.
It's gonna be like a disco. All right, so a bit of force. Okay, that's clipped into place as well. All right, okay. So I think
so
they both are clipped into place.
Awesome. So I guess the last step before we go into putting the motherboard in the case is fitting your M.2 drive. So your storage drive. So what we'll have to do is remove the heatsink from the board, because this board comes with a cool heatsink that keeps the M.2 nice and cool.
Nice.
Cannot complain there.
It says M.2 heatsink, so I'll take these screws out from here.
That should just pop in. Just match the notch up to the notch on the motherboard again. It should just push straight in.
Okay. And this shouldn't need too much force, right? Okay, that's it.
No, it should just pop in.
I see some adhesive on here.
Yeah.
Shall I take that off?
Just go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead and peel that off. And you'll be left with a nice heatsink pad.
All right.
Nice.
There we go.
And
And
just
then
pop that back in
goes
place.
back on. Okay, and there's a little connection here, so that goes in. Okay.
Woo!
So that's the RAM, the processor, as well as the M.2 hard drive all in.
That's pretty
What's
much
next?
That's pretty much all good. So all we have to do now is take what you've already built and pretty much pop it into our case.
All right, so now this, we have some screws in here. I opened up the tower earlier, so, you know, we wouldn't have to faff around figuring out how to actually open it. Okay, so before we put the motherboard in to the case, we need to put the I/O, so that's the input-output shields into place.
They are really fiddly. That's the only problem. Nobody likes fitting an I/O shield.
That's the hardest part.
It's probably one of the most annoying parts, I would say.
Okay, I think that's pretty much in. All right. Now
especially in the case you've chosen. Yep. So just match the I/O up with the I/O shield, and everything should just sit nicely.
Okay, so if I just kind of push this into here without hopefully breaking everything.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of like gone into, okay. So that's kind of like...
Just have a wee look. Is all the ports lined up?
A few moments later.
Motherboard is finally in. There was a bit of cushioning on the I/O segment, so I had to like really kind of push it in, but wasn't too hard. Just took a little bit of time. Right. What's next, Ryan?
We got there.
What are we doing?
Next, I think the best thing to do would be to start attaching all of the cables that are coming from the case and the power supply. So
okay, cool.
Probably just start with the graphics card one, since it's probably one of the largest ones.
All right, so that's the one that's coming along at the bottom.
Yep. So if you just open up your PCIe slot, just pushes down the wee tab.
Okay, and then
it should just click in, just push it tight.
Yep, that's in.
So you'll see there's lots of other cables just hanging around there. So I guess grab the blue one, USB 3 maybe?
Yep. Okay, let's do that. So that's USB 3 clipped in. Nice. Perfect, that's good. So the next one is the F panel cable, right? Because that's the one that matches in. That is in. Okay. So, all right, now the next one. So we've got the F panel in, and then there's one which is HD audio. So the HD audio is
hiding behind the heatsink for the M.2 drive.
So the HD audio port needs an adapter to get into this case, which we didn't initially realize, did we? That is now done. What are we doing next? Which part are we connecting next? Which cable?
I think you should grab the power cable for the motherboard. It should be an eight pin cable.
Yep, that is.
So power that we're going to need is the power for the CPU, which is the 8 pin.
Okay, I see that. Yep. Okay, and it says CPU, and there's 2 parts to it. So
is it two separate 4s?
Yeah, it's 2 separate 4s, but
that's cool.
Those are in. Okay,
yep,
cool.
Nice. Maybe just plug the fans in from the cooler now.
Those are in.
I guess what we do now is we set up our pump head to fit the AMD socket. So you're going to take the pre-applied Intel bracket off and pop the AMD one on.
Yeah, that's got to be the right way. I just touched some paste, which I wasn't supposed to do, right?
Right, don't touch anymore.
The bracket is on. I have ruined a little bit of the paste, but it's okay. And now we've put on the connectors onto here, and now this is all going to go down on top.
On top of the CPU socket. So basically you're going to take your little squares and make sure they go over the brackets.
Okay, so I've not like tightened it too much. I've just tightened it enough so it doesn't move around. Is that enough?
Right. Good.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess now you can close the cooler back over.
Okay. Okay, so now the case is closed.
Good. So we're on to the last hurdle, and that is to fit the graphics card.
GPU time.
GPU time.
This is the bad boy that is gonna power everything up.
Right, so just line it up with the slots and it should just push into place.
GPU is finally in. What's left?
Oh, yeah, boy. All we have to do is give some power to the GPU, so grab some PCIe cables from the power supply.
Okay, so there's
plug
a bunch.
them in. That is the last step.
Those are in. Whew. GPU is connected. Anything else?
Woo! Nope, actually pretty much built the PC, man, so all you have to do now is put all the panels back on the case, fire it up, make sure everything powers on, it should boot into the BIOS. From there, just go ahead, install Windows, install all your drivers and games, then we can play some Call of Duty, bro.
Let's do this, man. Ryan, thank you so much. Really appreciate all of your help putting this together. PC building is not as easy as I thought it was.
It will be easier next time.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, thanks, man. I'm gonna put this together and
all right, man.
Right, guys, it's all set up now. Let's go and power it on and see if it's all worked.
Thank you, Safilicious, for installing the brand new Singala OS. As you know, this OS has tons of new features, like allowing you to transfer your bank details to Colonel Singala, so you can use it for his wife's, one wife. But anyway, when you finish watching this video, sorry, not video, this is a OS. This is not a video, it's a OS. So, Saf, don't cut it.
Yeah, let me just switch this off. Anyway, so obviously this is not Singala OS. We've got Windows 10 installed. Everything worked pretty fine. There were a few cables that I had to kind of just go over because this is my first time, but I'm super happy with this build. The case is so compact and I really like the look of it. And for performance, this is absolutely fine for what I need it for. Video editing is great. Gaming on here is absolutely great as well. I'll leave some benchmarks on the screen for those of you interested in that. And ASUS also hooked us up with this 27-inch ROG Strix HDR gaming monitor. The model number is the XG279Q and it's got a 144 Hz refresh rate, which can be overclocked to 170 Hz, 1 millisecond response time. Perfect for gaming. And what I also really like about this is that you can have it in portrait mode as well as landscape for anybody that's into that. I'm not sure I'll be using this in portrait mode, but it's so awesome. As well as that, we do have the ROG Strix Scope TLX Deluxe mechanical gaming keyboard, the ROG Chakram wireless gaming mouse with Qi charging, as well as the ROG Strix Go 2.4 wireless gaming headset. And that is my first ever PC build. Was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, but I'm sure the more I build, the better I will get. Big thanks to my friends for making this possible. Thunder E from Board at Work, Ryan from Beginners Tech. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked down below. Do check them out. They make much better PC build videos than I do. And also a big thanks to all of the brands for sending all the parts to make this build possible. If you're interested in picking up any of the parts or building something similar, I'll be leaving all of the links down in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. What did you think of my first PC build? Do let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more content like this, then do subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'm gonna go and game. What's up, guys? That didn't work out too well.